This is the leader of our country. He is the leader of our party. You don't have a choice but to endorse the president.
It's painful. We don't want to reject the leader of our party.
I think, if anything, if we do not endorse, it will make us stronger. It will give us our own self-respect. I can't do any more self-hatred.
We have taken a loyalty oath. We certainly cannot say we will not endorse them.
And who's going to be the next president of the United States could clearly be, in our hands, log cabin Republicans.
My argument with Log Cabin is, are we a Republican organization with gay members, or are we a gay organization with Republican members? My understanding is we are a Republican organization of gay people. Maybe that's changed.
The convention concluded with a deeply polarized log cabin. With the final decision to be taken at the end of the summer, members on both sides took the fight to their home states. In Phoenix, Arizona, Steve May began to campaign vigorously for gay marriage.
It is 10 o'clock and 89 degrees at News Radio 620 KTAR. Coming up on the next Real Life.
You saw the headlines all weekend long. Gay marriage protests around the state of Arizona. Well, after all that bliss, we'll talk to former openly gay Arizona state legislator, Steve former state legislator who happens to be openly gay. Right, something like that. I don't know how else to. I don't know how. That was just
openly gay former state legislator.
How do you square, the label conservative Republican and the label openly gay?
That's the question I really hate the most. Why am I a Republican?
That's why I asked it first,
Our party's supposed to be one of freedom and liberty. And indeed, that's what we were. President Lincoln, of course, was the emancipator. And he started the Republican Party. Unfortunately, our party has been hijacked by people who don't really believe in freedom or democracy. They believe in control and theocracy. And that's what we're fighting to get our party back from those people.
Do you think there's a momentum building toward gay marriage? Because, I still hear just an enormous backlash.
What's happening in America is, as people discuss the issue, they're becoming more open to it. 2 years ago, the majority of Americans were opposed to civil unions. Now that's a fallback position. You have to give equal rights to everybody, and that means marriage, not civil unions. We don't need a separate set of laws for a certain group of people. It should be the same law for everybody.
Every time I turn around, I feel like I still just don't have a handle on the real story in Iraq. Do you think the situation on the ground is as dire as people are portraying it to be, Steve?
I think the situation is probably worse than people are portraying it to be. I don't think we're getting the whole story out of Iraq, and I think our soldiers are certainly still in harm's way. As opposed to the mission being accomplished, I think our mission is just beginning.
Steve May has often been dubbed the log cabin poster boy. He has generated an enormous amount of media attention, both through his service in the Arizona legislature and from his public campaign against the Don't Ask, Don't Tell law.
Shortly after I was sworn into office, the Army called me back in to serve as an Army reservist. I was already an openly gay elected official and very much in the public eye, and then they tried to kick me out. Second month I served, my commander called me in and said, "Steve, I've got to initiate an investigation into allegations of your homosexuality." I said, "Well, this would be a very short investigation. My private life is on public record for 3 years." So they spent 2 years, while I was serving actively in the reserves, they spent 2 years trying to kick me out.
That's my second discharge, actually.
Then President Clinton, in his fourth to last day in office, ordered the Secretary of the Army to overturn the Army's decision and allowed me to finish my term of service. Don't Ask, Don't Tell was a mistake. And it was a very Clintonian policy. I don't think anyone other than Bill Clinton could say, it's okay as long as you lie about it.
Over in Palm Beach, Florida, Maurice Bonamigo wasn't letting the marriage issue detract from his support for the president.
George W. Bush, I've met with him twice, and I've received several letters. Matter of fact, just last week I had even a third letter from his wife, Laura Bush. Both of them are very accepting of everybody. They are accepting of gays. They are accepting of lesbians. There is not one judgmental thing about he and Laura Bush. As president of the Palm Beach chapter, I can honestly say that my closest friends are my members. And I am honored to be their president.
Excuse me, can I have everybody's attention for a few minutes, please? Welcome to our monthly meeting for the Log Cabin Republicans of Palm Beach County.
We are not moderates. We are not liberal Republicans. We are very conservative Republicans.
As it stands right here, the Log Cabin Republicans of Palm Beach County stand solely behind the president, his viewpoints, and his stance on the issues of gay marriage.
Just because you belong to a national organization doesn't mean that you always have to agree. We don't agree that there's a cultural war. And then if you're Republicans, you have an obligation to support your party.
We have a very outspoken leader. I admire him for that.
I think Maurice has done a very good job. I'm very happy to have met Maurice.
This is the best administration we've had since Bush 41.
This local group is very much a maverick in supporting the president because, as I understand it, the national group is not supporting all the president's policies. So I applaud them to stand up for what they believe.
We don't lead. No one else will lead. And as the president wrote to me in a letter when he was on vacation in Crawford, he wrote to me specifically, he said, Maurice, it is always the right time to do what is right. And we are doing what is right.
On May 17, 2004, gay marriage took a great leap forward, becoming legal in Massachusetts. For one log cabin Republican, this was a dream come true.
We did feel tempted to run up to San Francisco. We are going to try to get married in Massachusetts.
When we start changing definitions of words that have meant something for thousands upon thousands of years to suit a group, what if a certain organization decides that stop should mean go? We're going to change every stop sign around the world to mean